It's what it's all about, man. They said money is the root of all evil, but funny how it feeds my people. We ain't gonna live like equals till we get the money, spend the money, and it feeds you.
Hello everyone, I'm Charles from Studyka, and I will begin with a question. Do you know what the common point between Facebook, Google, the Blue Jeans, and TWiST Music is? They were all invented by people under 24. At Studyka, we strongly believe in the creative minds and solutions of Gen Y. They are today's bright students, but tomorrow's consumers and talents. And so our concept is based on the fact that on the one hand you have big companies, and on the other hand you have many schools with bright students. Studyka wants to be the bridge between the two worlds. We enable the companies to submit challenges online regarding innovation, strategy or marketing, and the students, before isolated in their own schools and curriculums, now get an opportunity to form teams, and this is possible for every student around the world. And they conceive ideas together, they write recommendations like real consultants, every team does the same, and the company thus receives many bright ideas and solutions, and also a very efficient way to hire the best and brightest students. So to make it more concrete, this is an example of an operation we've organized with Canal+ around the future of television, and it gathered more than 200 students coming from 52 schools and universities, and the challenge was really viralized on the social networks. So what Studyka brings to students is threefold. First, we bring them an opportunity to work on real business issues submitted by real and existing companies, not the ones that were existing like 10 or 20 years ago. It's also an opportunity for them to network. During the challenge of Canal+, there is a team who thought they worked so well together, they are now creating a startup together, and maybe, who knows, Canal+ will be their first client. And lastly, there are great rewards for them. They can present their work to top management, there are awesome prizes, and also real opportunities for jobs and internships. So let's have a look at the platform itself. It's currently available in French and English. You can log to the platform through all the main social networks like Facebook, for example. And then you have both a local and an international profile to work with the students abroad. You can very easily access the list of the challenges available and choose one that you are interested in. Then you get all the information needed to participate. And if you click on participate, you see all the teams currently forming. This is an operation currently going on with Bouygues. And you have Indian students, students from Indonesia, from Romania, Argentina. You can also create your own team and you become the captain. And then you invite teammates on Twitter, Facebook, or on the platform itself. Let's say you are a business student looking for an engineer. It's really easy to find an engineer. Then you invite her or him into your team, you work together, and if you are chosen as the winner of the challenge, you will be granted money and gifts. But as I said, a real opportunity to present your work to top management and get a job or an internship. So I thank you for your attention. I hope I convinced you that our platform is really good, and I hope I also convinced Microsoft that our platform is really good.
Yes, I think we should say that you still, at the time of your incubation period, you were already generating money, I think, which is not maybe the most usual case.
Yes, you are speaking when we entered the campaign. Mm-hmm. Yes, we had landed our first client, but it was more a beta client. Mm-hmm. So for them it was a very low price and it was kind of a test for them.
However,
but it proved really efficient, and they are now organizing a new operation with us. So
yeah. So probably with Jason, I would suggest to mention something like this, that
okay.
you are generating revenue.
Yes, sure.
Mm-hmm. Good. Other questions?
How do you advertise your website?
Actually, when we get an operation from a company, you have different ways to attract students. We contact the schools, and there are corporate relations in each school, so they can send emails to the students, and then they know the challenge is currently open and they can participate. We also we contact student associations. We do advertisement on the social networks like Facebook, for example. And most importantly, when students register for the challenge, he's really incentived and motivated to find partners. So he will put it on Facebook, he will put it on Twitter, and he will be the ambassador of the operation to find teammates.
How about the corporate clients? Do they come from France or is it also international?
For the moment we have only French clients, but they are willing to organize international operations. For example, we have the operation currently going on is about Paris future train stations, and they were really interested in getting the point of view of students coming from Asia, coming from Latin America, and it's really working well. We have something like 30 Indian students registering every day. So now we are not lacking the students, but we are a little bit in a hurry to get partners and operations on the platform.
I see. Yeah.
How much did you earn with your the Canal Plus operation? Just to have an idea, was it something like 5K, 10K, just to...
I'm not sure I can really reveal the information, but yes, it's around 20K.
What is the business model when the company is paying? When he has a good project and he has a selection of student, or he pays for the whole participation? And do the student have some feedback also, cash feedback?
Yes, for the first question, the company is taking the risk, but actually we've proven that it's not that risky to organize something with us. However, we are guaranteeing a certain number of teams, depending on the attractiveness of the company and the name and the attractiveness of the problem. And as for the second question,
for the students, I think you mentioned that they can get money or prizes,
yeah,
and of course internships or job opportunities.
Yeah, students, we made inquiries, and they are mostly motivated by the name of the company and the opportunity to pitch to top management. And then, for example, the winners of the Canal Plus event, you Googleize their names, and you end up on the page of the results. You see their work, you see them shaking hands with Bertrand Meeux, and this is really cool.
Last question, maybe.
On the school side, your competition is a bit complex, because when I was in my school, like for instance an engineering school, there were projects submitted by the school that were received by the companies that were contacting the school, and there were projects by the junior entreprise.
Yes.
So how do you manage like the relationships between all these actors?
Yeah. Actually, the schools, they really like the platform because it's opening their students and their field to other fields. For them, it's really hard to put like engineering, business, design, art students together in the same place. It's really hard. So they like it. For example, we have schools giving credits for the diplomas of the students if they participate in our challenges. And as for the junior enterprises, for us, they are not at all competitors because they are more oriented to market studies or real groundwork. I don't know if the word is existing, but we are more about innovation, perspective, and communication than they are. And actually, we think it's more complementary than opposites.
That's what it's all about, man. They said money is the root of all evil, but funny how it feeds my people. We ain't gonna live like equals till we get the money, spend the money, and it feeds you.